storytelling being taken up as a profession? I mean, we'd love to hear you.
Thank you, Akudit. It's interesting because a lot of people in India still don't believe storytelling would be a profession. We are in a culture which is full of stories. In fact, our first school ever, which would be our mothers, would have actually given us an understanding of what life is through stories. They wouldn't take a blackboard and a chalk and tell us, okay, this is life. They will tell us about all the different stories like Thakuma Jhuli and Ramayana and Mahabharata are all told in stories. The values of life are told in stories. And I've had a stint of about 17 years where I have dabbled with a lot of corporate avatars. I've dabbled in sales, marketing, had the privilege of launching business magazines, have gone on to actually revive businesses which required me to do a lot of client relationship and client management. Over the years, what I realized, and this is something, a seed of it was planted in the school, was that some of the best experiences cannot be encountered in a PPT or bullet points. Say, for example, if you go and meet somebody, it can be a matrimonial or even a business interview, they ask you, tell me something about yourself. Even though you have given them a very impressive resume, they will ask you to tell something about yourself. And 99% of the people falter in that first 1 minute. So one of the reasons why I became a storyteller is also a little bit of a homage to my dad, because he tried to create an environment of tolerance and culture through stories. I mean, we have all seen, especially when we were schooling in Calcutta, that religion didn't play such an important part. Culture did. And we celebrated a lot of the religious celebrations with the same amount of zest. There has to be something unique about it. And I believe the stories are about that. Say, for example, if you take Bhim in Mahabharata, whose ego has to be broken, it took a Hanuman to come and ask him to remove the tail of a frail monkey. When Bhim could not, then he said that, you were approaching me with ego and that's why you were not able to remove my tail. Now, a lot of these things have a corporate bearing, which you cannot teach a new generation without telling them a context. And my part as a storyteller is largely to help people become far more proficient in human relations. In this COVID, Rajeshi was talking to us about a very interesting concept of how people repurpose and recycled handkerchiefs, and the fact that innovation cannot be factory produced. Everything. The best part about it is like in school, or rather quite unlike in school, the answer to your problems is not in the back page. Every day when you are getting into a company which is solving real problems and real life problems, today we are realizing that a problem solving is a far less tedious job than a problem definition. How do you solve a problem that has not yet been defined? And this COVID actually proved that. People were telling that work from home was not a good thing. Culture and integrity was being questioned. Today, all of us, in fact, even this session that we are having, it's happening across geographies where we are all connected through the camera via mobile device, and we are sharing stories. We are not sharing facts. The human mind is designed to remember stories. It's not designed to remember facts alone. Of course, some people are numeric oriented. For them, the numbers may also make a lot of difference. But coming back to your story, why I took up storytelling is, in my career as a corporate coach as well, I've realized that people heal, they change, and they're willing to change if you make them connect to a good story rather than telling them what to do. And most of the proficient leaders that I've met in my life are all fantastic storytellers. They may not be the best in their field, but they're good at their jobs because they connect what the change is required with the kind of stories that will connect you. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yes. We see in our televisions every day. Like politicians, I think they are one of the best. They'll just tell you what you want to hear.
Yes, they sell hope year after year, term after term. So, yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So that was quite interesting. And I think, had this been, had you been more aware about taking up storytelling as a profession much earlier in your career, I mean, that would have helped you in a way. I mean,
no, I'll be honest with you. This was a realization that came pretty new, maybe say about a decade back. We are all product of mass factory-produced education. Of course, if you look at all of us now, we are able to do well because we decided to break the mold and decide to do something interesting, even though the society has defined that we are supposed to do something as normal as probably, you might be you might be practicing law. Rajeshi is he's into IT. Orkodeep is into banking. These are labels that the society has given us. But if you look at our life story and what we do now, the passion part of it, the society hasn't defined it. So I've always tried to understand that if I'm meeting somebody, what do I tell them that they remember me? So that I don't become yet another factory-produced mannequin that people will forget the moment I leave the room. And of course, a lot of it has to be with my corporate stint. I've worked in sales all my life, and the best way to do good sales is to create relationships with your client. Nobody buys products. Everybody buys relationships. So the storytelling came there.
And I guess, I mean, there must have been a lot of creativity involved in it. I mean, you must be working overnight, I mean, to amalgamate a lot of stories, I mean, to tell to your clients and have these from usual stories that we come to know, you take out an aspect of it and creatively turn it into something that fits the client. So that's a lot of creativity right there. So how did you develop?
See, like I told you,
how did you develop that?
We had some fantastic teachers who actually pushed us to have original thoughts. I mean, if you look at, if you remember Mrs. Goswami or Mr. Dantes, these are people who would talk about art and culture and create that willingness that we can be more than what we are. I mean, let me quote a line from Lion King. I'm sure all of us remember Disney's masterpiece called Lion King, the original one, not the live action that they produced recently.
Yes.
So there was, I mean, if you had asked me, my genesis for storytelling came from that movie, and one line where his father, Simba's father, Mufasa, the lion who had passed away, he comes in a vision to his son and says, "Son, you are more than what you've become." And I believe that is something of a question that I ask myself every day. Am I better than what I was yesterday? And whether it be my coaching or my training sessions, this is the same question I ask all my participants. They come to my session with numbers, prepared to give me sort of a fitting reply to my questions. They go back with a lot of their stories which they have discovered, and they tell me, "I have never remembered this till now. How are you able to do it?" All I have to tell them is, I did nothing but just remind you, you are more than what you've become. So
that was good. That was good, Storish. Thank you.
My pleasure.